Hello, everybody. Hello, Darcy.
Hi,
Hello, hello,
Jemima.
hello.
Hi, hi.
Welcome, welcome, hello. Welcome to Awaken Positive Power, where Darcy Martyr and myself, Jemima Godsall, hello, will talk to you regarding topics of depression, mental health awareness, and suicide prevention. We're here every week just to come to you with our own opinion, our own reflective thoughts, our own insight, and sometimes we have some interviews with people in regards to their own experience of how they've survived their own trauma. I always say trauma to triumph because it is, no matter what, even if it's the smallest thing, you get out of it, it's a triumph. So anyway, so welcome, hello, hey Das, look
Hi,
at the
hi.
sound, this is amazing, and I'm actually stable in a home. What?
Her,
What's
her
going
house
on?
is not rolling down the road
Not
today.
rolling. It's someone else's anyway. But um, how are you doing, Darcy? Beautiful outside. The sun in California is
Well, it's
amazing.
California. The sun is shining. And of course, we pray for rain. I pray for rain every day.
Yeah.
It almost came the other day, but
Okay.
my dogs are lying in the sun, and that
Beautiful.
makes me happy that they're happy.
Yeah.
So
Well, I know Colorado. They've been praying for rain a lot, and since I've been here, it's rained. So I'm going to say I am the good karma. Yeah, it's rained for the last 3 days. And it's the first day that's sunny today. If you can see the sort of reflection that I have a pink top on, that's the sun making it white. Yes, sun is out, but it was amazing the rain. And I remember the owner of the house who I'm cat sitting for was just like celebrating her own sort of rain dance. Like it's really been really affected this whole. I mean, as we know, the whole universe is being affected. But places like California and Colorado, particularly with the trees here,
well,
you can tell the way.
the California oaks, they
Yeah,
are not dark green. They now have that kind of brown tinge to them, which is very,
it's heartbreaking, isn't it? It's
yeah, they
heartbreaking.
kind of get a gray look to them. And then they slowly start to, well, a lot of the trees in California started to release their leaves early this year. And they do that as a self preservation, to let go
Wow.
of anything that's going to take more energy. And so, the tree kind of pulls itself inward and releases the outer
Okay.
branches and leaves so that it can save itself in times of drought.
Mm.
And we do a lot of watering our garden with buckets of water. Like when I wash my vegetables, I rinse my vegetables in the sink, I rinse them into a bucket. And so I just pour that water on the plants, right?
Yeah.
Or if I'm rinsing out, you know, a glass and I want to just rinse it out, I pour it into a bucket. So if it
Yeah.
doesn't have like soap in it, then I'll just kind of rinse and pour it in a bucket and then I pour that on the plants. And that
Yeah.
really helps a lot. I mean, that uses a lot of water and
Isn't it
yeah,
amazing when you do like I've only learned that sort of thing with RV life and amazing how much water you use. I'm like going, what the hell? That's just like me brushing my teeth. Like, and I
yeah,
turn my tap on and off anyway. But
turn the
like
tap. Yeah.
insane. Like when I put it in a bucket and I use, it's just like to see the parallel of how much you use when you don't realize how much you're using. And I think, my God, my showers, I've got to cut them in
Showers. Have
quarters. Like,
how letting the water run till it gets hot.
yeah, yeah, exactly. What a waste. What a waste.
Right?
Jumping.
No, I used to put a bucket in the shower,
But
right?
I
And
don't.
then I would try to let it run hot until it runs hot, so all that cold water would go in a bucket. But then I couldn't even carry it all the way
Oh,
out. So I'm like,
oh,
all right.
your good deed. Oh, bless you.
Like, how do I get it? So then I'm doing it in small buckets. I'm like, I'm not ready for prairie life.
That's funny.
So
Bless you.
I'm not as like, hippy dippy as I'd like to be.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know. I was just watching a documentary about Black Rock where they do the Burning Man, and that's the same sort of life that's lived through the week. Is conservation,
Yes.
preservation. It's really remarkable, and even though it's for 7 days, they create this city, which is, or sorry, community, I should say, more than a city. But there's a
Right.
lot of people. But it's beautiful and inspiring to watch how everyone there chooses to be involved and thus chooses to take care of the environment and their water and their preservation of land and water. I mean, I was just going, this is like, come on, people, the rest of the world, we need to do this, bond together, because if a group of environmentalists, but also party people, but also artists, but also freaks come together and can do it, like, hello, mean, that's a pretty good example of what we can do as a collective. You know, I don't know. Just, it was really inspiring to think that just for that, I'd like to go and check it out, you know. Yeah, as well as the dancing. Anyway.
The dancing is a plus.
That's the plus.
That's
Yeah,
the whole reason.
yeah.
But I mean, we could take a lot of that sensibility and bring it into our lives on a regular basis. And it's challenging, you know, it is challenging to make those adjustments, you know, like the bucket in my shower is heavy for me to carry out, which means I have to ask my husband or my roommate or whoever happens to be around, can you help me carry this out? Or I have to do it in small increments. And my biggest issue is that I'm always late.
Is that you're always, what did you say?
Late. I'm always late.
Sorry, what did you say? Late? Late.
Shush.
Okay. Okay, that's an in-joke between Darcy and I. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway. No, it's an in-joke between Darcy and Darcy. Because I just start doing so much stuff, you know, like the dogs wake me up so early and I think, okay, now I can do a load of laundry and I can, you know, do this and I can water the garden and I can take my shower now. And I start doing all this stuff and then I'm like, holy smokes, I gotta go.
Yeah, I hear you.
So the laundry's in the dryer, the bucket's in the shower.
All the things are getting done slowly but surely, and you're on the camera. There you go, beautiful. Okay, so Darcy, today you brought up a topic regarding identity when it comes to work ethics or like even just society. Very, very intense topic, I guess. But what say you? Why did you want to bring this up to this week, Darcy? Oh my God, what was that?
Go overhead.
Was that a little
well, I'm near a little airport, a small airport.
You can't hear it.
You can't hear it? Okay, good, because it's pretty loud. Well, it's loud on my list. So I was thinking, you know, a lot of times depression comes to us because we are trying so hard to be something more or other than who we are, you know, like we're trying to achieve. And because our language is all about identifying with our profession, you know, like we'll say to somebody, oh, what do you do? And, oh, I am an executive, or I am a barista, or, you know, or I am a preschool teacher, or I am a hypnotherapist, or a Pilates instructor, or yoga instructor. And certain titles have more prestige than others, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, and it's really based on our economic compensation for those titles. So if you have a title and you can say, oh, I am an exec, or I am a, you know, a known yoga teacher, or a Pilates instructor or something, you have a certain prestige that goes with that, right? And so a lot of times I think people get depressed because they are identifying with something that isn't who they are. It's something that they do in addition to who they are. Those jobs are a result of what we are capable of as a person, but they're only one aspect to who we are as a person. That is not the summation. I'm an exec with whatever is not the summation of who you are as a person.
You'd hope not too. You'd hope not, because then you become a work. You know, no matter how much you love your job, you still want to make sure you wholeheartedly yourself, and you have other branches of family and friends rather than just the job. You know.
Because the job can end tomorrow, regardless of who you are, which is something that we saw during this pandemic. You know, I guess I started on this whole thought process because I started getting really upset with reading the news about you know, how people are seeing people right now who are unemployed and, you know, wanting to stop their unemployment support checks. And a lot of people have not been able to go back into the workforce because they can't find employment. And other people are saying, there's a billion jobs out there, just go grab one. But not really, because people don't want to work for those jobs with no support. Those are jobs that should be part-time while you're looking for a real job. There's no health benefits, there's no sick pay, there's no retirement, there's no promotion. It's just an hourly wage job with no benefits, no background, and no support net. And when the pandemic hit, those jobs, those people were left hanging. Those, lockdown, oh, shut the restaurant. No, the housekeeper can't come. No, sorry, the truck driver can't go. Nope, we can't load the docks. So anybody who had a lower wage job was just totally out of luck. Yep. Totally out of luck. And most of those people did not have savings. And so here you have these guys in office. I'm sorry, I'm getting the sun on me. Those guys in office who are saying, oh, they're just sitting on the couch because they want a government check. And you want to go, no, those people are saying, we've been working really hard for years. And when this pandemic hit, we had no support. We had no support from our employers. We had no support from the government. The government had to discuss whether they should send out relief checks. America was one of the last governments to do so. And I realized that not only does that hit people financially, hits people in their self-worth and their identity. Like, who am I that people are not willing to pay me a living wage and make sure that for all the work I'm putting in for the last 15 years, that I have something to show for it. You know, and that's why there's a labor shortage. People don't want to work for these dead end kind of transitional jobs that really should go to college students or immigrants waiting for visas. You know, I want to work while I'm waiting to get into, the groove of America. Oh, great. Here's a part-time gig or, a low wage gig. Yeah, go ahead. I lost you. I lost you. So she'll come back in a second.
Hold on. Oh, there we are. You're back. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yes. Yeah, the immigrants and the students wanting to work while they're waiting for their application.
Yeah, there's stuff to have it. So, okay, let's just take like not a fast food restaurant, but take a small chain, not a huge chain. But the huge chains I have a real issue with. The CEOs and the investors make millions and they cannot pay their work staff a living wage with benefits. What's that? What is that? And so when we're facing a labor shortage, it's because people woke up and said, what have I been doing for the last 10 years? Working in a job that does not support me. It doesn't. I got to find something real. And here I am left with no job except for an hourly wage with no benefits. And now I have all this back rent to pay. So yeah, just go get a job. It's at, Dairy Queen and you're going to be evicted anyway because you can't pay your back rent. And here we have these people in Congress saying, oh, well, you need to get off the couch. And I just want to say, you need to get off your rhetoric couch.
Yeah.
And quit just speaking all that rhetoric and not really looking at the big picture. Because I do believe that when we devalue our labor force that way, then we're also setting up a thing inside of people that devalues themselves.
Yeah.
And we mistakenly put a lot of our self-worth mixed up with our income. And I think that that's a big trap right there for depression.
And I think people too don't realize that firstly, people who are saying get off the couch and get a job, so many people don't have qualifications or accepted. I mean, I know some jobs I've gone through, like basic jobs, I'm not qualified or I'm too qualified. And so I'm not going to get either way. And even for the simplest thing like cash register, or do they have them anymore? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
they don't really, not a whole lot. I mean, Maybe in the Midwest, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I because I don't have those skills, or they want someone to be, they don't want to have to train anyone and get in, then I won't be able to get that job. So I think people who categorize people who aren't looking for work, or say there aren't jobs, yeah, there mightn't be jobs for their qualifications and skills. So these people do need to be quiet, because I can't go and put down cement and bricks all day, because I don't know how, and they might not need to train me. They may need immediate labor, which I will be cut out from. So I can't get that job. So hush people, like even though I'm trying, doesn't mean that I will get the job. And then also the whole thing about being left with, it's like you said, yeah, what you were saying, you understand what you were without having gone through COVID, where it had to stop everything, and you realize the disadvantages from your employment, or what the worth that you really were but you weren't getting, and don't really want to go back to that ever again, because it makes you miserable. Like, why would you? Who would? Those people who are saying, go back to the job, maybe it's a job they enjoy, maybe it is a job that they are really skilled at, all the above. But we can't be judging people for their own choice of why they don't want to go back. And that shouldn't influence you anyway. If you're working, bark, yes. If you're working, then so what? It's your life path. Like, let somebody else do their life path. That them not working, it shouldn't affect your life path. I mean, I know when COVID came, I was on the flip side, and the government wouldn't help me, and I had nothing. I had been laid off from work because of COVID, because I'm a gym instructor, and then I had nothing. And I was like, how do I find? So there are people out there who have become extremely savvy and become entrepreneurs with their own employment. And so what am I going to do? Because of and here I am paying all my taxes. I'm an immigrant. I've stayed as legally here as possible because of those reasons. And then I'm suddenly, why did I pay my taxes for all those years? Granted, I can't get pissed off with anybody else, but I can get pissed off with the government, and I'm going to make sure I make it worth my while. And now here I am. I've done relative success during COVID, but everyone goes through their own financial experience, and I don't know, to be defined by employment, saying that you're a failure or you're a success or not is
you're lazy or you're not trying.
It's not okay. I mean, it brings in, and then as you were saying, it brings that lack of self-worth. And usually with people who have generalization, who feel a lack of self-worth, we get depressed and down, and you don't want to move. You feel what's the point? F the world. And it's really difficult, especially if you feel the world, no one around you is encouraging you anyway. Like, it's just a really dark place to sort of twirl into. And we've all got to support each other. And if these people who say get off the couch, then help them find a job rather than abuse them. Hold their hand, say, hey, listen, I've got these great leads, or maybe I can train you with this application or this possible way of work that they need. I know someone needs work, like building or whatever it may be. Just stop berating each other. And isn't there enough going on in the world like that? Seriously.
Anyway. Yeah, and I think it goes, and the reason I'm talking about this, it also goes back to your concept of Burning Man with the community. So then we look at small businesses and large businesses, because those are two different things, right? Small businesses have been operating on this, getting part-time help that they can afford, right? So many smaller businesses could not afford to pay more to their employees and give them health insurance. And our country did not make it easy or even available for an individual to work for a small business, make a small income, and be taken care of with health insurance. Yeah. And that is a crime.
Yeah, it is.
It's a crime against humanity. And so how do we have a sense of community when our self is not being supported by our world around us, right? So, and then you look at, there's no excuse for anybody who has 200 plus employees to not be giving them health insurance. Yeah. There is no excuse. I worked for a company in New York that kept all of its employees under 30 hours a week, so they would not have to pay the health insurance.
Yeah, don't you have those? Oh God, I mean,
I was really young at the time, so I was like, oh, I don't care. What do I need health insurance for? I'm an artist. Wahoo, right? Until I needed it, and then I'm like, what did I do that for? So we can't keep existing that way. Oops, lost her again. Lost her again. There you are. No, I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're here. You're here now. Hello.
Right.
Sorry, guys. This is 100% authentic. I don't know, Colorado, California, just distance maybe, weather. Anyway, okay.
Your
Go
weather, not
Dust.
my weather.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But anyway, so then we take this concept, this whole big idea about, identity and our income. And we have to remind ourselves that our jobs and our income is not our identity. That we are more than where we live and what we do. And so I'd like to turn around and start saying, okay, why don't you make a list of all the things that you like to do first? And then make a list of all the things that you can do, that you are good at. And then make a list of all the things that you would like to learn to do. And what you're going to see is this really nice, broad perspective of all those things that are surrounding your consciousness, that are bigger than just that job that you have or don't have.
That's also beautiful to ask, because you come from a place of positive self-worth, like what you can, what you are. It opens up your own mental space for a positive look at you. You're eyeing your dog? I love it. You're like,
Sure.
I know. We
They're
love
barking
it.
at the squirrels. So yeah.
There you go. But it's really, that promotes a positive self look. When you do those lists of yourself, and it just that is a great way to look at just what you bring to the world, let alone about employment, what your skills are, but what you as a person are good at, what you want to be good at, what you maybe want to develop. It just gives us so much more room for us supporting each other, but also that self-worth within, going, wow, damn, I forgot about that. I can do that. Well, that's if I looked at that other person, I'd say, nice work. It's funny how we just undermine our own well-being or our own worth.
I think I got on this kick because I met somebody, I was talking to some people and they said, what do you do? And I should have really stopped the conversation and said, you mean, are you asking me where my paycheck comes from? That's what I should have said. Are you asking me about my paycheck, or are you asking about what do I do? But I didn't. I launched into
I'm
what
gonna
do I
use
do?
that.
Huh? Yeah, it's the truth. Because what
Yeah.
I ended up doing was the same old thing. Oh, I'm a preschool teacher and I'm a hypnotherapist. And their face went,
Oh my
right?
God.
I'm totally dissed, completely dissed. Because people don't understand, the importance of preschool. They think of it as babysitting. But here again, I mean, come on. What's your most precious object you own?
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah.
Okay. So
their education.
Right. And who do you want to have take care of your most precious object? Do you want to give them to, Bozo the clown? Oh, sorry, Bozo. I actually know Bozo. So do you want to give them to, somebody who, you just pull off the street? No, you got to vet them, know that they have the best interest of your child.
Into education too. That's just, yeah.
Who do you want? Here's my crystal diamonds.
Oh my God.
Who wants to hold it for me?
Me.
You can hold it.
That's amazing.
I mean, who wants to, who do I want to have hold that for me?
But even so, with the education, of course, children, but even with qualifications such as someone's a janitor or something, where the hell would we be without that hard work? That's slave labor. And they take care of the whole freaking school or a apartment building or whatever it may be. And the work they have to do, be cleaners, electricians, plumbers, all the above. And people go, ew. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, how do the undermining of someone's responsibilities when no one has any idea about what goes on behind that skill, that craft, that label that's given to them. They are more skilled than probably that other job. I don't want to label anything. I don't want to quote it. That other job, because they've got so many different skills, and they're humbled. They don't get that.
You don't have to have a degree to be a senator or a congressperson.
Yeah, really? I think we all know that. Sorry.
That's right. You can be the biggest bimbo in the world and hold
I
office.
think we have a whole bunch there. Thank
We
you.
do. I mean, they got elected because either someone was dumb enough to give them their money or they had too much money to begin with,
Yeah,
but
too
not
much.
because they passed a test and even know what the Constitution says.
No,
They don't even know half the laws in the country.
every immigrant knows more of the Constitution than those politicians. Sorry, I mean I'm an immigrant, so I can say it, but they have to. As for people who've got their green
Yeah.
card over to citizenship. Hello, who do you think knows more? Sorry, but it's shame on them. And then they're meant to run our country. What the f? It's really.
We're gonna have to pause because, of course, they were blowing and mowing this morning at 7, and now they're doing it again. And now I can't hear anything.
Okay.
Can we pause for a second so I can change
Of course.
location?
Beautiful. We'll see you in a second, guys. Bye. Go. Hello.
Sorry.
You don't know how long we've been away from people. We could have been away for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It was only 5 minutes. Don't worry. Okay. So we were talking about educated politicians and how, and how the title of our job doesn't mean anything really. Like we hold a lot more substantiality. Is that a word?
No.
A lot more, no. Yeah, I thought well it is now. We're a lot more substantial than the title of a job,
Yeah.
And what Darcy was saying was amazing. Like write down what you are good at, write down what you want to be good at, write down what the things that you maybe want to get, like educate yourself with.
I'm gonna do that at the end as our meditation. I'll go over that and make
That's
that
exciting.
clear.
Yeah, that's exciting because it really does open up the perspective for positive outlook on yourself and also positive way for other people to look at your skills and qualifications. And really, we all undermine our own genius. Seriously, we all think we're nothing, but everyone is something. So anyway. So why were we talking about politics, Darcy? Because we started to get all
we're talking about politics because in the face of a crisis, you need community support, right? We need community support. That was what was so beautiful about Burning Man, is that all those people come together and they have an understanding that in order to be where they are, they need to be community minded.
Yeah.
That their consciousness, if they want to enjoy the concert and the music and the dancing and the celebrating, they need to follow certain criteria of behavior, right, and support.
And for the environment too, that creates. Following those rules are for the benefit of everything and everyone.
Everything and everyone. Yeah. And those people are in agreement, and the ones that don't are the ones that adios, they get kicked out. So, we don't have that right now as a country. We don't really have the sense of community as a total to support each other, to say in this country, when the pandemic started, the mantra was we're all in this together, we're all in this together. And then suddenly people realize, no, we're not. Because there's some of us that are left hanging, that don't have big houses to isolate in and yards to go and hang out with their dogs. We're in a one-room cramped apartment, isolated by ourselves with no support net. Right. And it was devastating. And it was depressing. Yeah. And now
the suicide rate has gone up.
Oh my gosh. A friend of mine's family member did, because she could not keep up. And who knows what she'd been struggling with for years and years in silence. Yeah. And then the pandemic, it challenged her job, her identity so much that she lost her struggle with it because she was struggling by herself in silence. So the reason we started talking about politics is this idea that there are people making decisions for our country who are not seeing it from the, bigger picture as well as the individual story. And so we have to put it on ourselves to see ourselves as more than our economic income, our financial health. What do we offer the world? Even though we're only making XYZ per hour or X per hour, right? So who are we as human beings and what we bring to our world and our society? And that's where our identity is, not
Don't
in.
you think, I mean, I know now with my transition into to celebrating with Mother Nature and wanting to give back so much more, I want to build a community where we barter for exchange of things. So finance is not necessarily going to be involved. Obviously, we need a basic thing, but that's not going to be after we get that sort of base done. That's not going to be how we keep the society going. We're going to be living off the land, qualifications, you fix my car for a massage or whatever it may be, that with Pilates class, whatever the skills we have and the qualifications we can share to benefit each other without funding. I mean, and then everyone's happy doing what they love.
Right.
And then we've also got the land we live off and the people who can teach each other how to build and grow and how to build and grow, so it's like we're sharing all these qualifications and skills to be able to open up our world and not have this money thing. It interrupts us and labels us as this good or bad thing with employment role that we're playing. And I don't know, just get back to what we're really about, what we're really about. And the money should not be freaking stopping us or labeling us or making us better than the other person,
Right,
and
right.
it's crazy. And as far as the politics concerned, I feel like, we all, I don't want to say up in arms, because I think, we all have learned hate doesn't work. So we have to come in loving terms together as the base humans, the humans that the politics are trying to run. And we need to come together and come up in arms, dare I say, against the politicians and say, you don't know how it is to live this way because you have these millions of dollars and play around with us like we're pawns on a chess table. And we're not. We're like just trying to live our life path. But when you create this dynamic of hate against each other, then we can't be like that. We want to come together and help each other because we're the ones who have to live on this platform. I don't know. It's just because I think the politics are just crazy divide between our people, the society that we live with.
That's how you control your populace. You control them through a couple of things. You conquer and by division, right? Division really helps you control people. You control them through fear. You control people through fear. You make them fearful of the other, right? And then you make them fearful of themselves. So fearful of your abilities, your sexuality, in your creativity and your ability to question. And so you make a person fearful of themselves and fearful of others, easy to control it. And so this division right now is really about keeping people in power. It really is. If we were, unified in our understanding, like, yeah, we're all here to take care of our environment, and we have to do certain things to take care of our environment, and we have to do certain things to take care of our bodies so we can take care of our neighbors. I need healthy neighbors so I can have a safe, healthy neighborhood, right? Right. It goes on and on that way. But if I am fearful of my neighbors and fearful of myself, I'm much easier to control and give my.
It's the brainwash. It's the brainwashing on television. And I mean, I hate to say, I used to be a TV buff, and I haven't watched TV for like three years. No, it's not even that long, 2.5 years.
Well, this could be a whole nother discussion between us, because I have all these opinions about TV. And
crazy.
That's
since I haven't watched it, I haven't been polluted. And then I go to a laundromat or something, and there's one of the TVs on, and I go like, what the hell? Everything's oversized. Everything's negative. Everything's about something that you could be better than. And I'm like, what the hell was I watching? Like, what was I watching? I didn't even know I was watching that until I stopped, and I've gone, wow, that's why I wanted to eat all that chocolate. That's why I was constantly feeling I wasn't good enough. I mean, it's crazy. And a lot of people watch TV. So it's this drive or this suicide by pardon the word, but it is driven by freaking commercialism and television and politics who
And
manipulate.
again, the person starts to think, I'm not enough. I'm not good
Yeah,
enough. You know,
exactly.
I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not wealthy enough. You know, I'm not smart enough. I'm not enough.
And then they promote that with big size meals. So then you want to go and be depressed and go eat those big size meals. And then it's a vicious circle. I mean, no offense, but that's what generally I know people fall into. I'm one of them, you know?
Well, I had some clients a couple of years ago where I get these kind of clients every once in a while about weight loss, you know, for hypnosis. And I really like my weight loss clients to work in connection with a nutritionist oftentimes. So, but if they can't afford it, then I'll look at, well, one of the things I like to do is I like to look at what are they eating? What are their eating patterns and what are their eating times? And not necessarily come up with a diet, but come up with a better understanding of how are you nourishing your body, mind, and spirit. And I remember this couple, they used to love to sit in front of the television and eat their dinner. And so I kind of challenged them and I said, okay, they're both heavy. And I said, okay, well, let's try this. Let's just try something. I want you to try half of your dinner at the dining room table with music and candlelight and just the two of you. Just that for a week. The other half you can have in front of the TV if you still desire it, but cut your meal literally in half. If you have a steak, cut it in half the vegetables, half of everything. Bring your half meals to the table together, put a candle, light it, put on some music, and eat really slowly and mindfully together. And then just go really slow with it. Have a conversation, talk, or be quiet and listen to the music. And then when that half of meal is finished and you got to go really slow with it, you got to sit there for a couple minutes and decide if you want dessert then. And then say, okay, I'll see you in 15 minutes in front of the TV and see if you need the other half. Right. And they discovered they didn't need the other half.
Yeah.
Right.
They probably fell in love too. You know, probably fell in love again, going, oh my God, hi, stranger. Yeah. And I mean, the whole mindless eating, you know, we all know the snack eating when you're watching, when I used to watch TV, I know I used to, a bag of freaking pretzels would go like in, I don't know, however many hours of TV I've been binge watching. Like it's crazy. Binge eating, binge watching, binge brainwashing. Cancel that.
Yeah, we can have a whole nother discussion about television. And as a hypnotherapist, what I've discovered for fight or flight response and TV and subject matter, and yeah, it goes back to self-worth. Absolutely, we can talk about that sometime. So yeah, so I was really struggling with depression myself this week, and it made me really tired. It made me really, really tired.
Sorry to hear that, Darcy.
Yeah, I got really sad and I'm still really sad. I'm still really sad about it. You know, that we put so much pressure on ourselves so often to be something more when we are struggling. And I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about others. You know, so when I said to this person, yeah, I'm a hypnotherapist, and he was like, oh, can you hypnotize me right now? And I'm like, well, I don't need to because you're already hypnotized. So I'm like, would you like to go into a good trance or do you want to stay in your bad trance? Good witch or bad witch? No, I seriously. I mean, I really said that to him. I'm like, do you want to go into a good trance and feel better? Then sure. Otherwise, you can stay in your, you know, whatever trance you're in right now. Because we're all in trances all the time. And, you know, I make a lot of money as a hypnotherapist. And then I also teach preschool, and everybody kind of gives you the little smirk. And you say, yeah, again, you go, that's a devaluing.
Yeah.
It's a total devaluing. So I had to say, my self-worth is not based on somebody's opinion of something that I do to make money. You know, the work that I do with those kids
Oh my
is
God.
hopefully what I'm hoping for, setting up our society for a better world. You know, when I
Have a better preschool teacher, I swear to God, everyone, like seriously, think about the first education these kids get. This is one who's giving the best education ever. I'm so proud that you are like working with them, because there's no one like I would know you to be a teacher, qualified, educated, inspiring, and committed teacher with these little ones who you're their first insight into what an education is. So kudos to you, Darcy. Like really.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. When I saw this little girl have a meltdown, oh my God, she had such a meltdown. I'm like, don't hurt yourself. That's always my first concern when they have a meltdown, because they'll go, whong, you know, onto the floor. And you're like, yikes. So you have to make sure they don't hurt themselves. And then, you know, just to sit there with them and say, wow, you're really mad right now. You're really frustrated because of whatever. I couldn't draw something because she was tired. It was a long day. She's high energy child. And then, you know, nothing fits and she's probably hungry a little bit and all this kind of stuff. And I go, okay. And it just explosion. So just to be there with her and say, yeah, I can see you're really mad and you're really tired and you're angry. I'm not tired. I'm like, okay, you're not tired, but you're really angry and you're really frustrated. And I get it. So, okay. And then once you see that little moment of calm, I'm like, tap your nose and breathe in. I said, here's a birthday candle. Can you blow it out? Oh, what a nice breath. Try that again.
Amazing, Darcy.
I said, oh, look at your calm too. And she said,
that's incredible.
Yeah, but you know, parents don't
pay attention to what she just did. Remember that. Like right. This is their first introduction into healing, into taking a break.
Yes.
Like, come on, people.
Come on, right? And so, you know, you have a parent who doesn't have the time. Come on, we have to go to swim lessons now. I got to pick up your brother. He's got to go to soccer. We do not have time for you to have a meltdown. Get in the car. Oh my God, somebody pick her up, you know.
All negative, all wrong. Yeah, bless.
Right. But these kids, and I watch them and I say, pause. You need to pause right now. We need to take a deep breath and reset ourselves. And I'll watch them go like this. Oh, wow. What a wonderful pause. Wow. You just reset yourself. You're amazing. Do you want to do something different now? Shoom, off they go.
Can I start my education again with you, please?
I want to do it for Congress.
Yeah. Hello.
I want to go into the Senate. I want to do it to the Senate. Say, okay, y'all need to pause.
And then blow out a candle.
Y'all need to blow out a candle. Or, you know, let's pretend to pick a dandelion and make a wish. Right? Beautiful. Watch them all fly. There go your wishes. Okay, now we need to reset ourselves and find our priorities, which is the American people.
Yes.
And not your bank account.
Yes, here. And people being happy with what they're giving to everyone, what they're producing from themselves, being able to be satisfied with your own, with what you're doing for other people, but also other people being satisfied with what you're good at. Like we need to wake up. Okay, Darcy, I mean, we could talk for hours and hours. We're on a good roll.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sorry. What am I sorry for? That's what we're here for.
Would you be able to, once again, I'm going to spring it on you, a card or a little meditation, whichever one.
Yes. So this is one of the first things. So anybody who's watching right now, I would like to ask you, and this is what I did to pull myself out of my depression when I started really looking at my identity through all of my my jobs. You know, it's like, oh, why aren't you an actress anymore? Or how come you don't do theater anymore? You know, all those kinds of things, as if that's more validating than what I'm doing now, because we definitely need another actor, right? Yeah. We don't need another preschool teacher.
We've got all on the political side anyway. We don't need any more actors there, please. No.
No, thank you. Yeah,
they're all bad actors.
Yeah, we could get another. I could get a whole nother rant going here. So what I'd like to suggest is get a piece of paper.
Oh, okay,
And
me? Okay.
yeah, or no, who's ever watching, you can do it, Jemima. Sure, yeah. This is fun.
Hold on 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
5 seconds. I'm also pulling a card for us today. So she doesn't know that because she's not on screen right now, but I'm going to pull a card for us.
Okay, but I won't be able to find a pen. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm wasting everyone's time. So you guys can do it.
You're not wasting everyone's time because I was talking to them while you were
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to write down, and you're really going to take some time to think about it. What are the things you like to do? Do you like to cook? Do you like to go for walks? Do you like to paint your house? Do you like to clean? Do you like to go shopping? What do you like to do? Do you like to go window shopping? One of my favorite things to do is to go to coffee shops and sit outside and do people watching. I love that. I like to see what people are wearing. And I like to do that in a non-judgmental way. Just to see different people and how they appear and what's going on in the world around me. You know, people walking with their dogs or their kids or themselves. So what do you like to do? The next thing is you want to ask yourself, what are some things that you are really good at? That's your next category. What are some things that you're really good at? I'm really good at talking. Are you really good at working with children? Or are you really good at working with animals? Are you really good at baking? Are you really good at cleaning? Are you really good at washing your car? Or, you know, what are you really good at? Make your list of what you're really good at. Are you really good at meditating or praying? What are you sort of good at? Like, are you sort of good at making jewelry? Are you sort of good at sewing? It's like a hobby thing. And then what are things that you would like to learn to become good at, or even sort of good at, or just try? What are some things that you would like to just try? Maybe you would like to try beading or dancing or Pilates or bike riding or swimming. I don't know. What would you like to learn to try, or baking or cooking? So you write down these different categories this way, right? And then you realize that these things are all a part of you and they're all valid and you can do them. You have permission. Give yourself permission to do those things and to be good at some, not good at others, but still enjoy doing them. It's okay. So if you're not good at yoga and you like to do it, then do it. If you're not good at dancing at all, great. Do it in your apartment. Do it at, etc. I would also like to challenge people that if you're having a hard week, if you can find a way to go outside, go outside. Being outside changes everything. It really does, except for when the mow and blow guys are there. But right? It changes everything, right, Jemima? I mean, look at how great you're doing. I've lost her again. Darn. But being outside, right? We can't find her. We can't hear her.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, hello. Sorry.
How great has being outside and been close to nature helped you with your depression, Jemima?
Oh my God, that's what made me become the woman I am. Like, I realized how out of touch I was, and this long living to be amongst buildings and metal and steel was totally crowding and suffocating me. And now I am Mother Nature all the way, and I am making it up to her many times as I can. But I breathe, I go walking, I just sit with Mother Nature, and I feel the energy around me shifting my own internal dilemma or trauma or depression at that stage and cleansing me. And she takes it and she dissolves it. It's not like she takes it and it's out in the world. It's dissolved. So no one else is going to be affected by it. It's all out of me relatively. There's a sense of that buzz from my body when I go walking in the mountains, that buzz that happens on your body, your skin is electric, as you feeling. It is profound, profound. And I can't thank Mother Nature enough than for healing me in this, on my path. Yeah. And it's only been 18 months. So I can't wait to do more. Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm just really so amazed and inspired by your determination to save yourself because of the beautiful gifts that you bring to the world.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you so much for not throwing it away, but for understanding that you are more than you even realize. So beautiful. So it's interesting. I have two sets of animal cards, right? So I have the angel animal cards that I was using by Diana Cooper, and then I have the medicine cards. And so I pull them intermittently for myself sometimes. So last night I pulled the angel animal cards and I got dolphin for myself. And then this morning I just pulled the medicine cards for us and I got dolphin.
Oh my God, you cannot make this stuff up. That's amazing.
Right? I know, right? I was just waiting to tell you, like, I peeled it. I'm like,
love you, universe. I love this. There's no such thing as coincidence, guys. That is just, you cannot write that.
You can't. I'm really pretty.
So beautiful. So what's it mean?
What's it mean? I don't know. What does it mean? Oh, speaking of what does it mean? Okay, so breathing. Dolphin speaks to us of the breath of life. The only thing that humans cannot go without for more than a few minutes. We can live without water, food, money. Oxygen is the source of our sustenance. Within the breath, we encounter the rhythm of energy that all life emits. In changing the rate or the rhythmic texture of our breath, we can tap into any other life form or creature. This is a very easy way to connect with divine energy coming from Great Spirit, as well with your own personal rhythms. So that's what we are talking about right now today. Dolphin is the keeper of the sacred breath of life and teaches us how to release emotions through dolphin breath. Dolphin creates rhythm, swimming through the water and breathing before submerging, then holding its breath for the duration of underwater travel. As dolphin comes above water again, it blows its breath out in a manner resembling the popping of a cork. We can use the same technique to pull the stopper on our tensions and create total relaxation. This is a good exercise to use before entering the silence. Dolphin teaches us how to use life mana through our breath. Mana is present in every atom and it is Great Spirit's essence. So we all have the essence of the divine in ourselves. And that's what I was talking about today with remembering that we are more than. We all have a part of the divine, and whether you want to think of yourself, whether you want to say it's God or Great Spirit or the Holy Spirit or whatever terminology you want to use, it comes to the same concept of mana, right? Mana from heaven is in each one of us. It's the spark of life, right? So you can plant two seeds in the ground, same flower, same ground, put two and one comes up and one doesn't. There is mana from heaven. There is the spark of life. And so you are here because you are the divine essence within you. And remembering that is a really important thing. We remember it through our breath, through dolphin, because we can forget in this world that values finance and image and illusion rather than truth. It revitalizes each cell through our breath and breaks the limits of dimensions of physical reality so we can enter the dream time. Dolphin was traveling the oceans one day as Grandmother Moon was weaving the patterns of the tides. Grandmother Moon asked Dolphin to learn her rhythms so that he could open his female side to her silvery light. Dolphin began to swim to the rhythm of her tide weaving and learn to breathe in a new way. As Dolphin continued to use this new rhythm, he entered the dream time. This reality was a new and different place from the seas that he had known. This is right. We enter our inner world, our subconscious, and we are much more dimensional than where we are in our conscious mind. Seeing with our inner vision a much vaster landscape, right? Dolphin came to discover underwater cities in the dreamtime and was given the gift of the primordial tongue. And this new language was sound language. The Mow and Blow guys got to hear this. And was brought by Spider from the great star nation. Okay, Dolphin learned that all the communication was pattern and rhythm. And the new aspect of communication was sound. He carries this original pattern to this day. Dolphin was given a new job. He became the carrier of messages of our progress. Oh. The Dreamtime dwellers were curious about the children of Earth and wanted us to be at one with Great Spirit, and Dolphin is the link. If Dolphin has appeared for you today, you are to be a link for some solution for the children of the Earth.
Yes, the irony.
All right. This can be a time when you are to link with Great Spirit and bring answers to your own questions or those of others. In addition, this can mean a time of communication with the rhythms of nature, right? This is everything we were talking about today.
It's crazy.
Or put on notice to be mindful of your body rhythms and the pattern of energy being fed to you from the Creator. What are you doing with your body, right? We were talking about that earlier, getting into watching TV and sitting on our energy and consuming rather than doing and being, right? Imitate Dolphin and ride with the waves of laughter, spreading joy in the world. Breathe with the experience of mana to freely give, giving and receiving and giving and receiving. With our breath, we put out in the world, we receive it back through joy and laughter, right? Music. Break the existing barriers and connect to the dream time. Know that we are all whole in the eyes of the ever-living one. So, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
My God. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you. Bless you.
There, can you see the name down there? Yeah.
There we go. You can now. Yeah.
I just love those. My gosh.
And
Could
that's
that
why
be-
asked, are you getting the message?
Yes. Yes, I did. So, I mean, this is literally what popped me out of my depression. You know, sometimes I just get overwhelmed.
That was a double whammy for you. That was a double reminder for you that, you know, you are a teacher, a leader, a guide, and a healer, and just to have faith in all those. Screw the titles, but you know
Screw
what I mean?
the titles and forget about measuring our what
Comparisons. Yeah, no comparisons. What we hold in ourselves is good enough if we feel it, and then it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. Anybody
I
else
keep
can...
forgetting to tell you. I've been meaning to tell you this whole time. I saw a meteor last night.
Oh, cool.
I'm not a shooting star. I actually saw it as he entered the Earth's atmosphere and burned up. I saw a ball, like a yellow white ball with an orange, red, and blue tail. It went, whoa. I have never seen anything that big before in my life. I'm like, I looked up and went, whoa, what?
Damn. And you got this, and you got the card. My God.
Yeah.
Check out what that what meteorite it was. Like,
yeah, I gotta look it up and see. It was pretty amazing. I'm like, I almost sent you a message last night. She's asleep. But
In the rain here in my Colorado place.
yeah,
Thank you, Darcy, for a wonderful conversation, and I hope you feel better. And
I
you are
did.
an amazing teacher, and those kids have got the best teacher ever. I just know that. So people listen out, and the labels mean nothing.
Labels, your financial blah blah, you are more than all those things. And yeah, the hypnosis is one of the most beautiful things I've ever learned how to do. It's just which I dreamt about last night. I'll tell you another time. Right. So yeah, it's like makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
Hold tight, people. We got this. Let's all come together and screw the politics. No, oops, did I say that? Sorry. Okay. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, pass it along to friends and family. Love you. Mwah. Peace out. See you next week. Thanks, Darcy. Love you. You're amazing.